Oh, the goodies. Yep. All parts for the 53 Ford. No yoking. We needed this for the AOD. Put that bad boy up in there. $13.30. There we go. Now we can measure for a drive shaft. Right there. So what we do is slide that in, pull it out 1 inch, and then do your measurement center to center back there. So we're working on Doyce's 53 Ford, and I want to show you what we got going on. We're doing a little electrical testing today on the transmission to the low car shifter, and what I want to do is verify both neutral safeties on both the transmission on the AOD output and on the low car itself. The detents are perfectly in alignment. Let's check it out. Okay, on assembly here I like to put cushy blankets down because we're always bent over or kneeling and whatever. And well, anyway, watch the meter here. We're going to take the shifter and we're going to push it down and click it back a notch. And that is reverse. And that's coming off the AOD. Your purple and your pink wires, when that detent is pushed in to the first notch, that's when it kicks that. And there's my resistance value. Okay, I'm going to unconnect these, and I'm going to go to the low car shifter itself, and we're going to do a verify. Now this is only a neutral safety on this one here. So we're going to just check the neutral safety. So we're going to go back up into park. And there's park. Now we're going to put it into reverse. We're going to go open. Neutral, we're going to close the circuit. Then we go from there, we're going to go into drive. And we're there. Back into neutral. Click it down, reverse, park. Wow, it took a little bit to align this. What threw me off was the detent in here, because they give you a blocker. You pull your switch out and you put the blocker in. Well, the blocker wouldn't thread in, so I just lined it up, pulled the switch out, and looked down in there, and then lined up the gate, and then aligned this gate up as well to get this thing to lean as forward as it can, because when you kick it down, you don't want it to bang into the seat. So we're going to be a little close, but I think it's going to work. So I have the wiring harness re-groomed, set up into here for the fuse block. This here will be my rear harness. I'm going to break it and put a connector in here so we plug and play it. Same thing with the front, because it's going to go out that hole up in there. Basic wiring is your pink, your browns, your reds, your main feeds go into your ignition switch. This here will be for your dash input outputs, and then we work on from here with the heater, radio accessories, whatnot. Everything is just standard colors. There's no tricks to any of this. Very basic. From mid-50, we put the insulation kit in. It came out really, really nice. And you can see how we put an over top. Really like it. Nice kit. We're going to be doing the floor as well. I have boxes in here right now, and we're blanketed up, so I'm doing assembly, so nothing gets hurt. But really dig the mid-50 insulation kit. It really is nice and quiet, and it's not heavy like that. Some of that soundproofing that you see put in other vehicles, this is really not like that. It's really cushy, easy, and doesn't add weight to the vehicle. going through?
Yeah.
Just push her through. We'll be fine.
Done.
Beautiful job. All right, I will make a part of it to get in there now and see if I can tap them. All right, that's one done. See, I had to center it from here to here, so it'll keep the bends nice looking, you know what I mean? So it puts it in a funky position, but well, that was done. If you want, I'm going to probably have you tap the last one. I'll let you do that and get my fingers at rest. And then when you're done there, we'll put the filter in. Take your time with it. It'll be fine. She's a bugger. Okay. Made that bend, and then we brought this bend back in a little bit more. We were going to put it here, but it's too short. We want to make it flow real nice, and then we're going to kick it this one here. We're going to kick that one up. In order to find top, I like to mark the top so I know the orientation of it down here. If I don't and I'm just guessing, sometimes it'll be off a little bit. Since I know it's there, we're going to put it on the bottom. We want to kick it up. And then we have our kick up. That's the way that one's going to work, right like that. So I bent the fuel line. This is my supply. This is the 10 micron filter. And we put it in a safe area. So when the exhaust system kicks up towards the back here, we don't want it there. I want it in an easy access area. This is the easiest access. Plus, it's away from the muffler, which is down here. So the muffler actually sits over here, doesn't sit in here. It'll be close right there. So we wanted to run that, and then we're going to run our return is going to go right above that, straight across here all the way, and then it's going to kick up in the same fashion as that. So not too shabby there. Okay, that one is done, and I will show you how we actually make a 37-degree flare with stainless, and stainless is not a nice thing without tools. All right, I'll show you what we're doing. So we're doing a 6AN stainless steel line for the fuel injection system. Running these lines today, they're turning out really nice, and I just wanted to show you real quick on a rundown of what we do. So we're going to take our nut, put it on this line, throw it down, make sure your threads are out. Then we're going to take this collar, we're going to put the large side right there out, and then we're going to slide that down. What I like to do real quick so it doesn't run up and down on the line that I'm doing is I put a piece of tape there and put a piece of tape here. This tool here is what we use. It's by Rigid. And this makes nice 37-degree flares. And let's see how this tool works here. There's our 3/8. And we're going to slide that bad boy in there. And then I'm going to go about a tad less than 1/8. And now I'm going to find the appropriate hole to lock this tool in right there. And what it's going to do now is it's going to squeeze this together. See what it does? It's going to squeeze it, so it's going to hold the tubing. And then we're going to put a little bit of a death grip on it. Not terrible, but just enough that it ain't going to slide out. So, there we go. Now, see how it goes into that tube right there? And what's neat about this tool is you can't over clamp the flare, because this breaks away from the mechanism here and it'll spin freely. That's when you know you actually have a very nice flare in here. Now, bear with me because you got to manhandle it. So, let's do this. There it goes, it popped. So you can't spin it anymore. Hear it? It just pops free. Now we back it off. And see, it won't fall out on the ground, it'll go to a stop. So, can't spin it off. Take this one off. And we're going to slide the tool back. And there's your flare. Pretty nice. So here we go. There is our collar. See how nice it fits up onto that? And then this just goes right up. 37-degree, single flare. Really cool. Just want to show you. Thanks. Now it's time to attach them. So I'm going to show you what we're doing here. Okay. So we got the fuel lines run, and no, it's not close to this at all. They run right up in the frame rail here. I got plenty of room. And I'm going to wrap them anyway. But if you look up there, they run down and then go down the frame rail. And that one drops to the fuel filter, which is easy access. And then they're going to kick up, and then we're going to attach those next. A little tool that we have in this shop that works really, really well for putting hoses on barbs. You put the fitting in there and you run the hose, you clamp the hose down, and it actually runs it right in, and you run it in with your electric drill. Okay, we're at the point we're going to take these two hoses, there's a supply and return, follow them out, and we're going to connect them into here. So the next step for me is to figure out my length, cut them, and then we're going to take these fittings off and put them in that tool. And then we're going to run them down, push them in, and then we're done. Clamps are really not necessary, but I'm going to do them anyway. You don't have to do that. They're just push locks. You don't really need clamps. They're held in by the barb. Okay, we got our fittings, and we're going to take the hose and we're going to connect them. Neat little tool. I'm going to try and set it up the best way possible so you guys see it. And then we're going to put this into here. Just like that. Then we're going to run this down with that right there. So I'm going to take this, set it on a low setting, and we're going to run it home. Don't need a death grip on it, just enough. And then, voila. So there's the fitting, and that's the hose installed. Nice and tight, snug, and it looks really good. And this will do really well for this truck. Alright everyone, that's pretty much going to sum up today what we did with the fuel lines, the installation of the supply and the return from the tank all the way up to the engine here. That'll be our final connection here. I'm going to pull the fender well off, and then what I'm going to do is go in there and then right angle bend those stainless lines, because if I do that now, like if I pull them off the truck and then try to put them in, they're going to be a nightmare, and I don't want them ripping any paint or destroying anything. So it's just much easier to take the mock-up portion of this process right now, take these inner fender wells off, get in there and just put a quick 90 on them and secure them to the fuel hoses that go up to the engine. So until then, thank you very much. We will see you soon in the next video. Everyone, take care. Bye-bye.